we talking about today? Joe Stack.
Joe Stack.
Acolyte of Osama bin Laden. No, that's not.
That's not true. He did it with a much smaller plane. He did it with his own plane, too. He didn't have to borrow ours.
Commandeer and take out individual, innocent people along.
One IRS person.
Not very effective, is he? Of course, he hasn't been very effective at just about anything, has he?
Well, he did get people to read his little goodbye note. New York Times has it. We printed it out here. It's 4 pages long. Might be 6 if you print it out bigger, but, when you push people and push people and push people, something happens. And, we've seen this wave of foreclosures. We've seen people declaring bankruptcy. We've seen them lose their jobs, lose their health insurance, lose their health care, when they've needed it. And we've got Congress here that's busy looking into whether Toyota's the big criminal. We've got the news media worrying about whether Tiger's going to come clean about who he did and when. In the meantime, you haven't heard much about, the reality that he talks about is that our tax system has become so confusing and so many interpretations. In fact, he says there's 2 interpretations. There's one for the people with the money, and there's one for the people without.
Wow. He's finally come to the realization America is as corrupt as any banana republic.
Any place. We make fun of the Russians. We make fun of
everything. Right.
Yeah.
You know what we have different here?
We pretend that it's not.
Yeah, we pretend it's not corrupt. And we have lawyers. They don't have those lawyers. They don't need lawyers overseas.
But in Russia, everybody knows it's corrupt.
Exactly. We're corrupt.
We're corrupt. We don't admit it. We've got the holier than thou thing going.
Now, but if you read this guy's little diatribe, he's an engineer, which means he's somewhat... And he felt like life should have dealt him something a little different. But as you go through it, he gets a little bit, Look, I look at him as like, yeah, society is very complex, and if you read his thing, why did he keep getting married? Why did he keep paying taxes? Why did he keep trying to fit in? Instead, he got so mad, and he didn't even go after the right people. Come on, people, if you're going to be... Even though David doesn't want me to use this, he's cannon fodder, the first line of these teabagger kind of people to finally get up off their butt and do something.
You consider Mr. Stack a teabagger?
A free... Well, he kind of fits the half-deranged profile of said.
I don't think this is the writings of a deranged man. I think this is the writings of somebody who has just given up.
Well, he's given up, but remember, he goes through a lot of things. He made his own bed. Look, how did the guy afford to fly a freaking plane? Look, if you look at some of the stuff that he's done, he has an overinflated... He's an engineer.
He's an engineer.
An overinflated sense of who they are. That's why you never have them in charge of anything. You can keep them back down there.
It's hard. I'm a geologist.
Exactly. I know how to deal with these engineers. Right. They're like accountants.
But
crazy.
I think this is the beginning of more and more of this type of thing. We blew off Timothy McVeigh because he was actually successful at what he set out to do.
You can't say anything about Timmy. I was going to go watch him get whacked, and if you look back at what Timothy McVeigh was talking about, which I get whacked on the head about, he used the same kind of rhetoric that we use when we go after people, the Israelis use when they go after people, and Osama bin Laden used when he came after us. In other words, he's the same kind of, well, we're a democracy, we voted for this, and the children were just what? Collateral damage.
Yes.
So, the American society has been reaping what it has sown. It has embraced the love and the greed of money. Wall Street sold us out.
The health insurance companies have sold us
out. People debt slaves.
And this is a guy who was working a 100-hour work week. He was doing the grind. He had the dream. He tried to do things, and they changed the tax code. They changed the markets on him. They bail out
Guess
GM.
who changed the tax code?
Yeah,
That lovable Ronald Reagan.
yes.
Free market acolyte who brought us who else? That idiot Ayn Rand loving Greenspan.
Yeah.
Oi, no wonder he went nuts.
40 years of my studies.
Oi,
Nothing. Yeah.
out the window.
Out the window. Whoops.
Whoops. Even though we wasted our blood and treasure
Right.
over the way Greenspan does.
So Stack ends his diatribe with the Communist Creed, from each according to his ability, to each according to his need. And then he has the Capitalist Creed, from each according to his gullibility, to each according to his greed.
You know, he has something about that. That I'll go back to the free market thing. You know, these people think that the market takes care of itself.
The market takes care
of
those who take care of themselves.
The market took care of this guy.
Yeah.
He's out the door. Now, how many millions have we wasted on the IRS and whatever? That, I guess the market can absorb that pain and loss.
Here's the thing. Wouldn't it make a lot more sense if we simplified this stuff so we didn't spend so much of our energy chasing down people for dotting their I's and crossing their T's?
Well, you want a fair tax.
I want something that's foolproof and universally applicable.
Wait.
You know, the tax code is like miles high. There's no way anybody can understand it. Even the politicians don't understand it anymore. We have to simplify.
But what they
things in this
understand
country.
is that accountants say you need it.
Accountants used to be about making sure you're making money,
Just-
not protecting how much.
Just
tax.
like what you see going on. There's a tax revolt going on. People are sick and tired of paying for things they're not getting, and they're not going to do it anymore. They're just not going to take it. And they're going to start to do this. The people that come back from Afghanistan and Iraq with nothing to do and no jobs.
That's
and
something.
Slowly they're going to cut the VA benefits. Slowly they're going to cut the things.
We're going to have to take a major step back and revise the way we approach this country, because
Please, if you go crazy, try to get a good list. Come on. Phil Gramm would have been better to take out from Texas. He's the guy that caused most of your problems in Texas, fella.
not the IRS
Not
guy.
the IRS guy sitting at the desk.
No.
Phil Gramm. Get the list right. If you're going to do
It's
it.
too late for Joe, but
No, it's too late for Bo. But the next
and
Texas guy.
Realistically, though, we're not saying that you should go out and blow things up or shoot.
Exactly.
But we're saying.
But if you're going to do it right.
No.
We have expectations.
Our government better wake up. We need people in Congress to start looking at things that are really important. And you can't push these people.
They will wake
into a
up.
corner.
They'll pay Blackwater to protect them.
It's sad.
Poor
Very
Joe
sad.
Stagg.
Goodbye, Joe.
Bye, Joe.